another member I would say is Kalani Jordan. I believe Kalani Jordan should be called from NXT. She could be a good member for the
She's
Baddies
dope.
stable. You
She's
know,
dope.
Kalani Jordan
Athletic.
recently just turned heel. She recently just had a run for the TNA Knockout Championship, and she did
She
well.
won
You
the
know,
TNA
after playing an
Knockout
interesting heel
title
character,
too.
being one of Jade Cargill's
Accomplished.
baddies in the stable, I think that'll work out well for Kalani. She'll be the second one to join. I could see that happening. We
It's
can see her
possible.
coming out of
It
nowhere,
this
helping
this
Jade and B-Fab
this
in the
makes
whole thing.
sense.
So
The
next
Kalani
up, Kalani
Jordan.
Jordan to possibly get called from NXT and become a member of Friday Night
The main
SmackDown.
roster.
But most importantly, she debuts on Friday Night SmackDown being a member of Jade Cargill's
Group.
Baddies. I can see that
That's
happening
what's
with
be lit.
Jade
It's
Cargill
really
having
what's
Kalani
be.
on her side as well as B-Fab. We're going to talk about the next member as well. But most importantly, she debuts on Friday
She's
Night
skilled.
SmackDown.
She's
being a
talented.
member
Kalani
of
Jordan is
Jade
no
Cargill's
BS.
Baddies. I can see that happening with Jade Cargill having
It is
Kalani on
very
her side as
possible
well as B-Fab.
that
We're
Jade
going to talk about the
will
next member as well who will join the stable.
get
The
that
next member I
Kalani
would say
will
is
join this
Jada Parker.
alliance.
Miss Parker, who's also on NXT right now.
Yep.
Jada Parker, we haven't seen on TV in quite some time. There's rumors stating that Jade Cargill is going to have another member as well as Kalani and B-Fab, maybe Jada Parker. They're also saying that Jada Parker could be.
Yo, Jada, she's lit, bro. She's lit. She's lit.
Going to have another member as well as Kalani
She's fun
and
to
B-Fab,
watch.
maybe
She's
Jada
fun to
Parker.
watch.
They're also saying that
She got
Jada
the
Parker
swagger. She
could
got the
be called
confidence.
up
She got
to the
the.
main roster.
She got.
She's one amongst many names that's going to be called to
She
the main
got tough
roster in
moves.
2026.
Yeah. Salutes to
Alongside
Miss
Kalani and
Parker
B-Fab,
for
I
sure.
can see Jada Parker with her character. It worked very well to be a part of the Baddies stable. She could also help if debut her in SmackDown and also into the whole Baddies and everything with the character. I think that will work if you add Jada Parker in SmackDown and also into the whole Baddies and everything with the character. I think that will in SmackDown and also into the whole Baddies and everything with the character. I think that will work.
Hold up.
Alongside Kalani and B-Fab, I can see Jada Parker with her character. It worked very well to be a part of the Baddies stable. She could also help if
She's gorgeous too.
debut her in SmackDown and also into the whole Baddies and everything with the character. I think that will work if you add Jada Parker as well as Kalani and B-Fab. I think this would be the perfect. We got
Unstoppable.
Work out,
Formidable.
This would be the perfect way having all 4 of these women together. They could definitely put up the best stable. Now, Jade Cargill with this whole stable of the Baddies, yeah, to be a part of the Baddies stable, she could also help if debut her in SmackDown and also into the whole Baddies and everything with the character. I think that will work if you add Jada Parker as well as Kalani and B-Fab. I think this would be the perfect. But we gotta see how this gonna work out. But I think this would be the perfect way having all 4 of these women together.
If they all join this, if they all form this alliance, that's what to be. That's what to be.
I think it's gonna be
litified
now, I know Triple H
all the way.
loves putting stables together.
Yeah, Paul Levesque.
It'll work if you add Jada Parker.
The game, the 14-time world champion.
See how this going to work out, but I think this would be the perfect way having all 4 of these women together. They could definitely put up the best stable. Now, Jade Parker.
Real rap, they should another chick who would be dope, a dope member. Zelina Vega, bro. Zelina Vega. She has the meanness. She has the EXP. She was a part of a successful tag team in TNA many years ago with Sarita. Yeah, they were dope. They worked well together. That team was that group was an effective group. They really, they were able to win matches. They were able to, that duo was fire, bro. Indubitably fire. Yeah. Salutes to Zelina. Salutes to Sarita, Sarah Stock. Uh, yeah, they were fun to watch too back in the day. Yeah, Zelina, she's a heel character. She's tough. She's skillful. She's accomplished. Uh, she's intelligent. Yeah, she she knows how to win matches. She's ring savvy. She has duck moves too, maneuvers. She's able to fly high. Zelina. She's adept. She is one of the most skillful. She's one of the most adept wrestlers in women's wrestling. Period. Um, yeah, she's been doing her thing for many years in different companies. TNA being one of those companies. Facts.
Cargill with this whole stable of the baddies and having all four of these women together, I think it's going to be a great stable. Now, I know Triple H, he loves putting stables together.
Paul
And
Levesque.
WWE, we see that on Monday Night Raw and also on Friday Night SmackDown. He links up all these people in the stable, the men's division and women's division. But I think if you put this particular group together, I think it will be a knockout 1, 2, 3, 4 punch all together.
5 if you add Zelina.
Let's be honest.
ZV.
SmackDown women's roster Monday Night Raw and also on Friday Night SmackDown. He links up all these people in the stable, the men's division and women's division. But I think if you put this particular group together, I think it will be a knockout
Unstoppable.
1, 2, 3, 4 punch altogether.
One of the greatest factions of all time, potentially.
Women's roster is very dry. There's no opponents for Jade Cargill. There's no characters over there.
If this is done properly, yeah, they can't. This alliance can't. This faction can end up being known as one of the greatest factions ever. Real rap.
Monday Night Raw and also on Friday Night SmackDown. He links up all these people in the stable, the men's division and women's division. But I think if you put this particular group together, I think it will be a knockout 1, 2, 3, 4 punch altogether, and it will definitely.
The success is limitless.
SmackDown. Let's be honest. SmackDown women's roster is very dry. There's no opponents for Jade Cargill. There's no characters over there.
Crazy.
It's mostly just mid-card people, but they don't have no new people that should be introduced to the main roster. So I believe that if he puts this whole team together for the baddie stable, it would definitely help Jade Cargill as a heel character. It'll help her
era
run as WWE champion, and then we will also be introduced to, well, not B-Fab already being on SmackDown, but at least Jade and Kalani, they can get some exposure.
Make stuff funner for sure.
See how they're like. Because we see more NXT. If you follow NXT,
spice things up.
You can probably see how these women are, their character matches and everything, and then they could be a gateway to what we can see in the near future with Kalani and Jada, and also B-Fab as well in a new heel role. But I would think it would be great for these four women to link up. Triple H, you have to book it solid. Now we can see, these women teaming up in a tag team
division,
4 team up. I could even see, as well as Jade Cargill being the WWE Women's Champion that she's in right now, maybe 2 of these 4 women, Kalani and Jada, or B-Fab and Jada, however it goes, two of these women could be the women's tag team champions alongside Jade Cargill, who is the WWE Women's Champion, and that could make them a real
formidable,
threat
tough,
to the women's division.
Yes,
and a real good stable as well.
Strong.
Make them look like they're a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
So I believe if they do that, that should be good for the whole women's division. And
to add to this, the 4th person should also have a title. The Women's United States title. Yeah. If all 4 Zelina too. Zelina should have gold. If they add Zelina, that the number would be 5. If all 5 women have gold, yeah, they would be super tough all the way. Yeah, this. But if they don't add Zelina, if all four have golds, this would be the equivalent of the legendary faction, the Evolution. Triple H was the heavyweight champion at the time in '03. In '03, uh, he was the '03 to '04 Evolution. Uh, the game was the heavyweight champion. Randy Orton, he was the Intercontinental Champion. Uh, Batista and Ric Flair were the tag team champions, bro. Yeah, they were dominant, bro. Dominant. Dominant. One of the greatest teams ever, bro. Nobody was nobody was lacking. Everybody ever remember had gold. They all achieved. They were yeah. They all succeeded. They all were each and every one of those dudes was accomplished. Yeah, bro. It was tough to beat a team like the Evolution back in the day in the Ruthless Aggression era. Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, they could end up being considered to be the equivalent of the Evolution. The female, this alliance can end up being considered to be the female equivalent of the Evolution. We will see, though. We will see. Words.
Make them look like they're a force to be reckoned with as a whole. But I believe if they do that, that should be good for the whole women's division. And like I said,
As a whole,
however long this stable stays together,
a year
I think once
is
break
good.
up, then the women
Y'all let me know. Is a year good or 2 years?
That's how they could also
between 1 and 2.
They put in the door some more of how we can see how these characters evolve from before.
Then
because similar to
do solo after. Do solo runs. Do solo eras.
Some more of how we
solo eras. Solo eras after. They can do solo eras after they do the Alliance era. After they do the Alliance era, they can do solo eras. They can do the solo eras after they do the Alliance era.
We may see a side of her that we didn't get, or how we can see how these characters evolve from before. Because similar to AEW, we see that Red Velvet, she is now the ROH TV Women's Champion. Lila Gray, I know she's had an injury, but she also been on TV. This could be a good way to introduce the women from NXT and Kalani and Jada, and also bring that team.
Sending Layla Gray good energy for sure.
They put in the door some more of how we can see how these characters evolve from before. Because similar to AEW, we see that Red Velvet, she is now the ROH TV Women's Champion. Lila Gray, I know she's had an injury, but she also been on TV. This could be a good way to introduce the women from NXT and Kalani and Jada. And
sensible, logical.
And see how they personas and everything else. And B-Fab, we may see a side of her that we didn't get to see.
A dark side.
B-Fab was heel so much with Hit Row back in the day, but it's a whole new era of WWE.
Talent.
It's a different stable, so we can see how this goes. But I believe that Triple H is eventually once put together,
post-pandemic baddies.
and it's a different stable.
Because
So
the
we will
first
see how this
baddies
goes, but
Jade
I
created
believe that
was
Triple H is eventually
that
going to put
creation
together
happened
the Baddies
during
stable for Jade
the
Cargill.
pandemic
And
days.
these are the four women I
So
believe could be perfect. So that's the best way they should do it. You could have B-Fab one side, then you have Kalani and Jada, and all four of these women can definitely wreak havoc on the women's division, tear everything up and make this whole
go
women's
crazy,
division
lay waste
of
to
SmackDown
everybody,
be-
bro.
tear everything up and make
Dominate.
this whole women's division of SmackDown be afraid of them, or even the whole
Yep.
women's division of Raw as well. Just be afraid of these women
Yep.
and know that they can't be messed with. And
Go
if
to
like
Raw
like I
and
said
go
before,
crazy.
that'd be a threat to everyone, and no one's gonna want to get on the bad side of the baddies.
That is a
It
bar.
appears on
They
Bucky,
don't.
you know,
Yeah, say that
and
again.
make like I said before, that'd be a threat to everyone, and no one's gonna want to get on the bad side
Bars.
of the baddies.
On the
But
bad
it all depends on
side
booking,
of the
you know, how Triple
baddies.
H is
Bars.
when he books stables these days, but if it was booked correctly on the bad side of the baddies. But it all depends on booking. We know how Triple H is
Yep.
when he books stables these days, but if it was booked correctly, this could be one of the best women's stables
Yep.
in WWE.
Today.
Be better than Pure Fuse Collective with Shayna Baszler,
Damage Control.
and Zoe Stark, and Sonya Deville.
Yep.
Could be one of the best women's stables in WWE. Be better than Pure Fuse Collective with Shayna Baszler,
Damage
and
Control.
Zoe Stark, and Sonya Deville. It could be a real good one. It'd be better than Team BAD,
Yep.
Team Bad
Naomi,
back in the day in 2015.
Tamina
when
Snuka,
Naomi and
Sasha Banks,
others.
or
I think
Mercedes
it's gonna be
Moné
worked
now,
out very, very
FKA
well.
Sasha Banks.
But we
Yeah.
good one. It'd be better than Team BAD, Team Bad back in the day in 2015.
It is possible.
When Naomi and
We will
others.
see.
I think this could be worked out very, very well. But we got to see what happened. I would say these women should get called to the main roster.
Yep.
Early
They're capable
2026.
enough. Kalani
Not
Jordan,
before WrestleMania, maybe
Jada,
shortly after
they're
WrestleMania,
capable.
I would do it. Have them called up. Maybe when someone's
They've proven to be main roster worthy for sure.
Say these women should get
For
called to the main
sure.
roster.
The way they wrestle, the way
early
they
2026. If not before WrestleMania,
the
maybe
way they
shortly
fight.
after WrestleMania, I would do it. Have them called up. Maybe when someone's challenging Jade Cargill for the women's championship, like Bianca Belair, to be the biggest threat to Jade Cargill's title reign.
Yeah, Bianca, she's injured. She's injured.
Say
People, many people say she will return at the Royal Rumble, but
maybe shortly after WrestleMania, I would do it.
It isn't a guarantee.
When someone's challenging Jade Cargill for the women's championship, like Bianca Belair,
she said her finger is still messed up.
As Bianca Belair is getting
But
close to
anything
winning the
is possible.